Howdy everyone, it's me Grace, and welcome back. Today I'm making my own vampire hunter's kit, including wooden stakes, a holy water pendant, and a crossbow. These will be props for my new original vampire hunter character I'm creating. She has a lawful good alignment, and her backstory was one of my favorites to create. I'll be making her costume and even more accessories in future videos, so stay tuned. For the first part of my kit, I'm going to be making some wooden stakes. I'm using some 30mm foam dowels from Lumen's workshop and carving them into shape with a craft knife. Carving these was easy as long as I had my trusty knife sharpener nearby to sharpen the blade when the knife started getting dull. Next, I used my heat tool to carve wood grain into each stake. I wanted each stake to be unique, and it was a lot of fun coming up with different patterns for each one. I made sure to stop the pattern where the pointy end began on each stake for a more realistic feel. Before painting them, I took them outside and used Plastidip spray to prime the foam pieces. Now it's time to paint them. I used some lighter wood tones on the pointy ends before moving on to the handles. I mixed up different brown, red, gray, and white tones and used a dry, coarse brush to apply paint in layers on each one. Again, I wanted the wood grain on each stake to be a little bit different, almost as if they had been carved from different tree branches. One of my patrons came up with a great idea to have silver dipped stakes. On a couple of the stakes, I painted on 2 thick layers of silver acrylic paint to give it a metal dipped look. After the paint dried, I applied silver rub and buff to give it an extra dramatic shine. In hindsight, I would have made the silver dipped effect a little bit larger on these so it would cover more of the stake. I just think it would have looked cooler, but even so, I really liked how they turned out. I did a giveaway for one of these stakes on Patreon, and a big congratulations to Jeffrey. He gets to choose his favorite stake out of the 4 I made. For the crossbow, I found a wooden toy crossbow on Amazon that actually shoots rubber-tipped arrows. As nice as it is, it was a bit plain for my character's design, so I'm going to add some ornate-looking details. First, I'm sanding the surface of the crossbow, so painting and adding accessories will be easier. I'm using worbla from Lumen's workshop to create some vines, leaves, and roses. I also used worbla to create the grip and handle piece details. I'm using my Surebonder mini glue gun and attaching the worbla pieces to different parts of the crossbow. I found these tiny fabric roses at my local craft store. I'm attaching them with hot glue and coating them with UV resin to help with durability. To create iron sights, I'm using strips of foam and attaching it to the piece with some worbla. Now that the accessories are attached, it's time to prime it. I'm using automotive primer and letting it dry completely before moving on to the next step. To paint the crossbow, I'm using red acrylic paint as a base coat. I'm using Vallejo paint and saddle brown for parts of the crossbow that I want to look like wood later. After the base coats are dry, I'm using dark brown and black acrylic paint mixed with water to weather the crossbow. On the brown base pieces, I'm using a small brush to paint wood grain details with black and brown paint. After the wood grain was done drying, I'm using a matte clear coat to protect the bow from any wear and tear. While I wait for the crossbow to dry, I'm creating a pendant to carry holy water in. I found this little glass bottle at my local craft store. I tried pouring 2-part resin into it to make a faux water effect, but the color turned out really wrong, so I started over with another bottle and decided not to add resin and to just add water whenever I decided to wear the costume. The bottle itself didn't come with a cork, so I tried using a bit of foam dowel and it worked perfectly. I wrapped jewelry chain around the neck of the bottle so it works as a functional necklace. I used more of those tiny fabric roses to decorate around the bottle. To make sure all the pieces on my pendant were extra secure, I coated it with a small coat of UV resin. And with that, my Vampire Hunter's kit is complete. If you liked watching the creation of my Vampire Hunter's kit, you're really gonna like when I make the rest of the costume. So I hope you subscribe because I would love to see you back. This week's Makers of the Week include Carolyn, who is creating a cosplay based on her favorite historical ship, Olympic. I love that you're combining two passions of yours. Third Son on Instagram is working on his Magnus Burnside's cosplay, and his props are so stunning. Joran created his own YouTube channel where he shows off his blacksmithing skills. And Blue started their own Etsy shop, Blue Rising Creations, where they make whimsical art. Thank you all so much for taking the time to show me what you're making, and I hope you enjoyed the video today. Until next time, bye everyone.